I just brought this car for £350. On my last flip, I made £250 profit, so let's see how much profit we can make on this car. So here's the listing for it. It's up for 400. I offered him 350. We have got a bumper that's full of house filler. It wasn't even like plastic welded, they've just put house filler on it. There's spare tyres on. I mean, clearly it was towed at some point as well. Do you actually believe this is also white gloss for your skirting boards? So all in all, not too bad. Let me show you the inside. And start her up. So, first time. However, we have got engine light. It looks like it's flashing, it's not. Handbrake, that's fine. Misfire. If you can hear the exhaust as well. Exhaust is very much blowing. Before we go out on a test drive, we need to change this tyre. I've already replaced the tyre with the puncture. It's in the boot. I did it on my way home from buying the car. Saves a bit of time, so let's get that on. First issue that we have not got the locking nut for this, and on inspection there's only 3 on that one, 3 lug nuts on that one, and 3 lug nuts on that one. So now we're going on a quick test drive. We're going to take it to the unit, have a look actually at more of the issues that it's got. I did have an idea here where I'd talk to you about the car's performance, but even I got bored, so I thought I'd spare you. But in all honesty, it's driving really smooth. So we know we've got to do exterior damage. However, we have also got a oil leak, quite a big one. Looks to be coming from the valve cover gasket, which could be causing the engine misfire. Other than that, she drove really nicely, so let's plug her in and see what engine code comes up. So I've got 2 faults. They are cylinder 1 and intake air temperature sensor 1. Sorry, cylinder 2. And my guesses are the valve cover for them. Now that the Astra's in the unit, we've had a look under the bonnet closely. I've taken the airbox out and the battery. Didn't want to bore you with it. So first inspection, someone has already tried to do the valve cover, and this is what they've done. They've snapped 1, 2, 3 bolts. Looking at the coolant leak as well, if we go down here, we're actually missing the bolt that holds on the new thermostat. The one next to it is a wood screw, and you've got the 2 original at the bottom. Radiator, well, it's hanging in there. I'm going to assume that it's got something to do with that. Yeah, so now we're going to see if we can get these bolts out. I did already take one out to see if I'm going to have the same problem. I don't, but if you look underneath, there is a lot of rust, so I'm going to guess that's why they snapped. So first things first, we're going to take this out. We've got T40. Let's have a look at these coils. So now that we took the coils out, well, I don't even know what's going on there. It's melted in there. However, look at the state of that. So how much oil is dripping off? They were flooded. That's completely gone. That's how they should look, and that's how that one does look. There is a spring that's fallen in down there as well. What I'm going to do now is try and get rid of as much of this oil from down here as possible. What I don't want to do is drop too much oil into the cylinder. So lifting it up. Now that I've cleaned and got rid of most of the oil. Just gonna remove the spark plugs. Again, look at that. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is loosen up the rest of the torques. This is purely because we've got the 3 snapped heads and I don't want any more. So if we undo them all, I'll know what I'm playing with. So that was fine. After seeing all that oil, I'm not going to lie, I'm getting a little bit nervous. Straight after this, we're going to start cutting the valve cover. All that I'm doing now is just going to clean up where the seal sits. I'm using a wire brush on my Dremel. Quicker. A lot more quicker. So it's all ready now. I'm ready to put it all back together. Before I do that, I'll go through how much I've paid for X, Y and Z to get a good cost of it so far. So we're just going to go over how much I've paid so far on the Astra that we're working on. So for the car itself, I bought it for £350. For the rocker cover, I only paid £21.99, so we'll put 22. For the rocker cover seal, so the rocker cover did come with its own seal, however, don't like it, so I ordered a better seal for it, and I paid £32 for that. The coil pack, again, I brought 2 coil packs. One coil pack was made in China. I got it off eBay for £28.99. Then when I took the coil pack out of the actual Astra, I decided that I'm not going to use another Chinese product. It's not worth it. It's probably going to be the 3rd coil pack that this car's had, so we'll just go OEM. Originally, the coil pack was £81.99, something like this, but we managed to get a little bit of a discount and we paid £61 for it. Spark plugs, I paid £20. So that's how much we spent so far. We've still got a few things, a few pipes to replace. Apologies, I also got a tyre for it, so I paid £33 for the tyre because it was on spare when I bought it. So yeah, let's carry on putting it back together. So now that we've gone through the costing and the parts and what I want to do and how and the condition that I want to get the car back to, by this point I really appreciate you guys subscribing. Don't like to ask people to subscribe on every video. I've watched videos and it does get annoying, but in this case I would really appreciate it. So I work full-time. I come here just for fun. Fixing the cars is just for fun. However, I figured that I could help you guys to do the same thing with your cars if you're working on an Astra, what to look at, how to fix it. So any support and yeah, it would be appreciated. Thank you. I have 2 concerns. What I don't want to do is put new spark plugs in, new coils in, and it's still really oily down there. So before I do anything else, I'm going to find a good way to clean it all up. After quite a while, we have relatively clean spark plug holes. I mean, you can see down there the carbon build-up on the piston. In fact, almost all of them. But hopefully, I think that needs just for reference, it took a very long time to clean the spark plug wells and everything. You can actually see how high the oil went on some of these. The old ones were Bosch, and I have gone with NGK. I love this brand. Don't really know why, I just love them. So let's get these in. Time to get the valve cover on. So for the valve cover, we start from the inside, we work our way out, making sure it's even. These are 8 Newton meters. So another thing that I know it needs, so we can do that, is the coolant reservoir. I mean, it doesn't sit anywhere. All the clips have snapped. I will check to see if there's a way of repairing it, but to be honest, again, cheap enough to replace. So having a look at the thermostat, you can see where it was leaking coolant. From here, there's a massive gap from where it wasn't screwed in. You see straight through it there. Likewise this side. Nice and clean now. As you can see. Engine block's nice and clear, free of any oil from the valve cover. Down there is nice and clear, clean. New thermostat is installed. So now that we've changed the valve cover gasket, we've given all the engine bay a good clean at the top half. We've changed the thermostat where it was leaking. What we're going to do is we're just going to start it up. I've topped up the coolant, topped up the oil. However, I'm doing a coolant flush and oil flush as well. So yeah, we're just going to make sure that what we've done so far worked, that there's no more leaks before we tackle the oil pan at the bottom. So yeah, let's start her up in a minute, put the battery in. So now that the car valve cover and everything's been changed, the engine light's actually gone. So that's a good thing. Just warming up the engine to operating temperature, and we're going to do an engine flush.